Genesis 45. Joseph could no longer control his emotions in front of everyone who was standing around him, so he cried out, "Have everyone leave me." No one else was there when Joseph told his brothers who he was. He cried so loudly that the Egyptians heard him, and Pharaoh's household heard about it. Joseph said to his brothers, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" His brothers could not answer him because they were afraid of him. "Please come closer to me," Joseph said to his brothers. When they did so, he said, "I am Joseph, the brother you sold into slavery in Egypt. Now, don't be sad or angry with yourselves that you sold me. God sent me ahead of you to save lives. The famine has been in the land for 2 years. There will be 5 more years without plowing or harvesting. God sent me ahead of you to make sure that you would have descendants on the earth and to save your lives in an amazing way. It wasn't you who sent me here, but God. He has made me a father to Pharaoh, lord over his entire household, and ruler of Egypt. Hurry back to my father, and say to him, 'This is what your son Joseph says, God has made me lord of Egypt. Come here to me right away. Live in the land of Goshen, where you will be near me. Live there with your children and your grandchildren, as well as your flocks, your herds, and everything you have. I will provide for you in Egypt, since there will be 5 more years of famine. Then you, your family, and all who belong to you won't lose everything. You and my brother Benjamin can see for yourselves that I am the one who is speaking to you. Tell my father how greatly honored I am in Egypt and about everything you have seen. Hurry and bring my father here." He threw his arms around his brother Benjamin and cried with Benjamin, who was crying on his shoulder. He kissed all his brothers and cried with them. After that his brothers talked with him. Pharaoh invites Jacob's Israel's family to live in Egypt. When Pharaoh's household heard the news that Joseph's brothers had come, Pharaoh and his officials were pleased. So Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Say to your brothers, load up your animals, and go back to Canaan. Take your father and your families, and come to me. I will give you the best land in Egypt. Then you can enjoy the best food in the land. Give them this order, take wagons with you from Egypt for your children and your wives. Bring your father, and come back. Don't worry about your belongings because the best of everything in Egypt is yours." Israel's sons did as they were told. Joseph gave them wagons and supplies for their trip as Pharaoh had ordered. He gave each of them a change of clothes, but he gave Benjamin 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of clothes. He sent his father 10 male donkeys carrying Egypt's best products and 10 female donkeys carrying grain, bread, and food for his father's trip. So Joseph sent his brothers on their way. As they were leaving, he said to them, "Don't quarrel on your way back." So they left Egypt and came to their father Jacob in Canaan. They told him, "Joseph is still alive. Yes, he is ruler of Egypt." Jacob was stunned and didn't believe them. Yet, when they told their father everything Joseph had said to them and he saw the wagons Joseph had sent to bring him back, his spirits were lifted. "You have convinced me," Israel said. "My son Joseph is still alive. I will go and see him before I die."